Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see certain methods which are found to be useful for controlling the exhaust emissions and in certain cases which are specific for the removal of certain harmful exhaust emission components. The first one that we consider over here are thermal converters. Thermal converters, they are nothing but high temperature chambers through which the exhaust gas will flow. When flowing through these chambers having high temperatures, promotion of oxidation of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons, which will be found in the exhaust gases, it takes place. As a result of this, carbon monoxide is converted into carbon dioxide. However, for reactions to occur at a useful rate in these thermal converters, the temperatures must be held in the range of above 700 degree Celsius. However, as far as automobiles are concerned, certain problems are created and they are with respect to the engine compartment, and they also affect the aerodynamic designs of the automobile, because in which the space available in the engine compartment is limited, and hence the fitting of such thermal converters becomes a tedious job. By an extension of this thermal converters, we have catalytic converters. They are termed to be the most effective way of reducing engine emissions by utilizing a catalytic converter. Here, carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons can be oxidized to carbon dioxide and water in the exhaust systems. However, when compared to the thermal converters, wherein for these reactions to take place, the temperature needs to be in the range of above 700 degrees Celsius. When we consider catalytic converters, this same temperature range is brought down to 250 to 300 degree Celsius. In these catalytic converters, a certain element which we call as a catalyst is used, which will increase the rate of chemical reaction. However, this is not consumed and it functions indefinitely unless, obviously, if it is degraded by misuse, heat, contaminants, and other factors. These converters are nothing but chambers which are mounted in the flow system through which the exhaust gases are going to flow. Then the next system that we have is the exhaust gas recirculation method. More specifically, this method is useful for reducing the emissions of oxides of nitrogen. This is a practical method. However, it is unfortunately also a method which will lead to a reduction in the thermal efficiency of the engine. Now, we all very well know that based upon the principles of thermodynamics that we have already studied, the thermal efficiency of the engine needs to be on the higher side. Hence, exhaust gas recirculation methods found, find a disadvantage because they are going to reduce the maximum temperature which will be generated in the process of combustion. Now, as we can see over here in the figure, that certain part of the exhaust gas is recirculated and it is given to the intake manifold in the passage of air. Then the next one that we have over here is the evaporative control system, that is EVAP, evaporative control system. Here we find that a vapor liquid filled separator is fitted to the fuel tank. This is in the form of a chamber which is attached to the fuel tank. As we can see that whatever vapors will be formed inside the fuel tank, they will go to the top of the separator. In this separator, we find that the liquid fuel is separated and it is sent back to the fuel tank by the means of a return pipe. Also, a vent hole, or we might call it as a vent valve, is present for the carburetor for the flow of fuel vapors. This vent is connected by a tube to the canister. Fuel vapors from the float chamber flow through the vent hole and the tube to the canister. The canister over here will function to absorb the fuel vapors and it is going to store them. So the next over here is the positive crankcase ventilation system. Now, what happens in this is if the valve over here is plugged, then the blow-by gases coming from the combustion chamber are rerouted through the tube to the air cleaner and subsequently into the air horn of the carburetor. So these were the systems which help in controlling the engine emissions which are harmful for the environment as well as for the human health. Thank you very much.